Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn. Happy November. For today's video, I thought it would be fun for the start of the month. I use TBR prompts, pick my TBR for the month of November. If you guys are around on my channel for a bit, you know that I'm a very big mood reader and I never do these types of videos. Also, ignore that this is a cup. I went to the store the other day and they didn't really have jars. So we have a cup. So this is my TBR cup, but we're just gonna call it a jar. I thought it would be a fun challenge to try and do this for the month of November and see how I like it, because typically I just kind of film the books that I read throughout the month for videos, and that's really all I read because I like capturing my reactions while reading and just making vlogs for every book that I read. It's very selective based off my mood or the video that I'm doing, so I feel like with this would kind of help push me to maybe choose these books for videos for the month, or if I just want to read something that's not planned, then I can pull from this. I also have some books on my shelf that are for specific challenges or series, so I will not be picking them. If a prompt is like the perfect prompt for the book and I don't pick it, that's why. So without further ado, let's pick our November TBR using my prompts. So I'm only gonna be picking like 4 or 5 books maybe. It depends. I think I'll do 5 just because it's really fun to try and match the prompt with a book on my TBR, but I'm not promising that I'm gonna read all of these. It's just something to pick from or goals to reach for this month, because I obviously have videos planned and books to read for those videos. Now let's pick our first prompt. I found these prompts off Pinterest and I just copied a couple of them and then printed it. So this is the first one you guys can see first. Book with purple on the cover. I don't have any books with purple. Wait, what? The only one I can think of is Crown of Midnight, the second book in the Throne of Glass series, but I'm already gonna be reading it for a reading vlog, so I feel like that's kind of cheating if I pick it because it's not fun. Oh, wait, you guys. This bad boy. So this is our purple book. I think that's why I put this prompt in there. I don't know what I was thinking just 2 seconds ago. So the book I'm gonna be choosing is Sunrise on the Reaping by Susan Collins. I've had this book on my TBR since the summer. I bought this in Australia. I actually have the receipt in the book from Kmart, and I like this because it's paperback, on all the books out right now for this one in the US are hardcover. So when I saw this, I was like, I need to get it now. I've heard so many amazing things about this. This book is Hamige's story. I sort of enjoyed Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes. That is President Snow's book. I enjoyed that a little bit. The ending was more fun for me, and then I really liked the movie. I feel like November is such peak Hunger Games series vibes. So that was book 1. On to book 2. A book that can make you cry. Okay. So we have 2 options. These were like the books I was thinking of when I had this prompt. So the first one is If I Stay, and then the second is Girl in Pieces. I'm gonna read the backs and then I'll make my decision after that. So I think I'm gonna pick If I Stay simply because it is a little shorter book, and I'm sure, not like that these are YA, but I feel like it's for the younger audience. So like obviously the font stuff's bigger, but I want to try and get through these. So that's part of the goal of this video. I don't know actually. To be like eeny, meeny, miny, moe it, I have no clue. I'm gonna do this one because I've had this one on my TBR. All of these have been on my TBR for a long time, but I have had this one for a couple of years now. I've seen the movie of this, so I know it'll hit me the hardest, and I'm very curious to actually read it, and then I'll probably watch the movie again. Because I also have the second book for this, and I would like to try and knock those out off my TBR. On to our third book. I think that's one. Book you keep meaning to read but haven't. Okay, I have a couple in mind for this one. So we have a few options for this specific prompt. The first one is They Both Die at the End. I talked about this when I was talking about all the books on my physical TBR. I don't know if I really want to read this one. I might unhaul this, and I don't know. I feel like I've seen so many mixed reviews on this one, and this doesn't pique my interest. So that's an option. The Song of Achilles. Then I have The Giver. I've had this one on my mind for a little while now. The Legacy by Elle Kennedy. This is the last book in the Off-Campus series, and I just want to get it done because I have all the other ones read and not this one. And I started it and I soft DNF'd it because it was kind of boring. This one. This is like a ghost that's like haunting me. I've mentioned this multiple times in many videos, and I just never choose it or read it. So my big 2, I think right now, I also had Pride and Prejudice selected, but I don't think that's one I've been like meaning to get around to. So I think between these 2, I'm gonna pick. I know they're both on Kindle Unlimited, so that's what I like about these, is that I can also read these on my phone in between books that I'm reading like that are physical, or it's just like more convenient to have these so I can read these throughout the month. 2 very different genres too, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna go to The Giver. I've been wanting to read this one for a little bit, and this is giving kind of like November vibes too. And then I can also watch a movie for this one because I love that movie as well. So this will be our 4th book. I saw the prompt a little bit. Can this camera focus? Book with more than 400 pages. I'm really hoping this one has more than 400. Okay, wait, hey, this one has more. So these are the 3 books that I have for my TBR that are over 400 pages. This one has 789 pages. This is Insomnia by Stephen King. Then we have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This one has 552. And then the final one is The Brothers Hawthorne. This one has 469 pages. So they're all well over 400. This one definitely more than the others. The one that's like piquing my interest the most out of these is Lucy Score's Things We Never Got Over. This is in the Knock 'Em Out trilogy. I also think this is on Kindle Unlimited. I may or may not be correct on that. So that will be nice too, because if it's a bigger book, it will be nice to have it on Kindle. So I think this is the one I'm going to choose out of all these. This will be our 4th book. Now time to pick our final book. This has to be a good one. We'll like give this a good mix. Okay. Book with white on the cover. So these are the only 2 books that have a good chunk of white on them that I think, because I don't want to consider text as part of this because we need a little more to it. So we have Twisted Hate by Anna Wong. This is the 3rd book of the Twisted series, but this would be my last one of the series that I need to read. And then we have Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. And this is the 2nd book in the Shepherd King duet, which I really love the first one. So I don't know, what do I have ratio wise? I mean, I have like 1 romance. Her books are always fun, but sometimes they just lose my attention span and trust in the plot and the story. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I recently bought this one too, so I guess that means that I've been wanting to read it or have the itch to do so. So these are all the books that will be on my November TBR. Just to go through them real quick. We picked Sunrise on the Reaping for the prompt that said book with purple on the cover. The second one we picked is If I Stay for a prompt that said a book that would make me cry. Our 3rd book is The Giver from the prompt, a book that I've been meaning to read but haven't. Our 4th read is Things We Never Got Over, and that is from the prompt, a book with more than 400 pages. And then our final book is Two Twisted Crowns from the prompt that said a book with white on the cover. I feel like this is a pretty fun lineup. Obviously, as I said, I'm a mood reader, but I think this will help me, I guess, guide me in the direction of books to read for my TBR. Obviously, that's the point of having like a TBR for a specific month, because all the books that I have, I really want to read, and I think this is a good way to try and narrow down the selection. I'm very excited to get to these. Hopefully I will be able to complete all these. I do have a video around picking books from my TBR for later in the month. That'll be where you'll see probably a good chunk of these books, and then if not, everything else will be in my wrap up if I get around to reading all of these. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have read any of these books. I'm very curious to see your thoughts and opinions. I know Sunrise on the Reaping is very popular, or it just has a lot of good thoughts and feelings when it initially came out. I've heard good things about Knock 'Em Out series. The Giver is like an OG for me, and then If I Stay, I haven't really heard anything obviously because it's an older book, but I have seen the movie and I'm very excited to read the book. And then Two Twisted Crowns, obviously I'm very excited for this one because I love One Dark Window so much. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. First time doing a little TBR prompt video, but I thoroughly enjoyed picking out the prompts and finding a book to match them. And it might become like a new favorite thing of mine to do because it's always fun having something tell you what to pick. Let me know what books you have on your November TBR if you have a TBR for November. And that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.